Good morning. It's already like around 9 o'clock in the morning. I got a little bit of a late start this morning. I'm not feeling good. Um, I want to show you where I am because you can see off over the Sea of Galilee. It's very clear, but you can see where it's raining. I just want to show you. So pretty. See, you can see in the clouds where the rain is actually coming down over the Sea of Galilee. And look over there. It's like I'm sitting under a carpet of clouds. It's beautiful. I've been uploading my videos and I notice that I say, "Oh, it's magnificent. It's beautiful." I say it so often. But this morning, not feeling good, I realized that, it's like you hear a lot of people when they're on their deathbeds or they're getting close to passing over, then they speak with spirits and they speak with people that have already passed and they come to them in their dreams and they're welcoming them and talking to them. And I feel like when you're sick, like this morning, I couldn't get out of bed. So I was kind of in this halfway in between mode, halfway in between sleep and wake. And the when you're there, it's like you can communicate in between the different realms. And this morning, I it's like this whole world opened up to me that I could already see a little bit, but all of a sudden it just like opened up completely to me to where I completely understood it. I could see the word that I have for them are genies, but they're like I wouldn't say wicked. I just say that there is a realm of these beings that are genies, that they are kind of nitpicky, and they're like little shadim, like you call them like little devils, but they're kind of funny but nasty at the same time, and they have they're not as smart as we are, and they have the only way that they get to be expressed in this plane, in the physical plane, because they don't have physical bodies, is through us. And they enter into us through our weaknesses, places that we are not shining love out of, or places that we are not willing to go in and face. We leave like open cracks in us for them to seep in or come in, and then they make havoc in us. So they come in, and the way that they get expression is through habits. Like they each of them only have they have different powers to them, and different ways of expressing themselves. And these expressions in the physical world can only come through the physical world through us or beings or other beings. So they latch on. It's like leeches. That the only way that they can live in this plane or get any expression, because in their own plane, this is the only physical plane that they can get expression in. And they are all around us all the time, and they see us as we see them. Now when our and they look for humans or ways, or see, it's not 100% clear to me. I know that they look for humans, but I think that they can also come through animals, but it depends on the animal. So, but they can come in to and express themselves through our human body. And once we're open up to these different realms, any realms, like once we are a gateway or a bridge between realms, either it doesn't matter which realms, because once you're open to the realms, you're open to the realms. Once you can see them, they see you. and they gather around you. And there are also human beings that are gateways that aren't really aware that they are gateways, but they are. And these are the humans that they latch onto the most. So you can see, like when you go into this realm, you can see that there are certain humans that are just riddled with them. Like wherever they walk, they're practically falling off of them. They're so covered in them that their human being is almost, and their own personality is almost completely overridden or overtaken with these genies that have latched onto them, to where you can almost not even see the human behind the genies anymore. And the way that these genies get expression is that they come in and they make like havoc, and they have very limited expression. So they have like cycles. They do like one or two different expressions. So so it's like they form habits within their host, and these habits could be these habits are ways of behavior. So it could be like lashing out. So somebody that lashes out is like, eh. And the thing is that you can see where the trigger is for the lashing out is where the genie has entered. So and these places where the genie is entered are actually like places that we don't do the self work. So we allow them to enter into those places because we're not willing to go into those places. The genies have free access. And once they come in, they like latch on into this place and they create a habit. And because they are protecting this place that we don't get hurt in. So let's say it's a place that we don't want to face, and they're in there making havoc and making this behavior. It's like an addiction. And it's like they are left to take care of this place within us so that we don't have to deal with it because we're busy looking the other way. We want to be off and the higher feel better places. So we don't want to fix this place. So we allow these genies to make behaviors within us that aren't ours. So like lashing out or weakness or all of the behaviors that we have that stop anything from entering these areas that hurt us, that or that we're not willing to overcome in ourselves, is actually there's a genie in there that is making havoc in our lives. We actually handed over the like the steering wheel, or I want to say like mushkot, which is like with the reins of the horses in these areas, to these leeches, to these like spirit leeches that are then given free access to do whatever they want in this place. But what it does is that it causes us constant pain in these places. And so it really is like a diversion from our true purpose in life. So um, as long as we're not taking care of these places within us and not healing them and not getting rid of these genies, we are in constant loop, because it's not like we don't suffer from these places. We suffer from them. Even the habit of we're not going to look is suffering from a place, and it's also taking whatever that place is away from our life experience. So if there are areas in our life that we're not willing to look, then those are places that aren't in our human experience. So whether it's whether when we close something off, we close off the good and the bad, we close off the hurt and the joy um, in those areas. So let's say if we don't let somebody get too close to us because we're afraid they're going to hurt us, then okay, we're holding out the hurt, but we're also holding out the joy of having somebody love us. Um, so it's a two-way. Uh, we're closing out both sides of it, and not only that, it's also taking our attention away from our life purpose. When we have places in us that we're not willing to fix, and we're allowing these genies to come in and latch on, we're allowing leeches to ride our life experience with us, and we're giving them over our power. We're giving over our power to them and allowing them to get their life through us. It's like having these leeches that have uh, joined on our lives unaware that they're there, even because we think that they are us, but they're not. So we're allowing, where's my pen? I brought a pen with me. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Did I lose it? See, there's my attention. My attention, genie. There's the genie in me that loses attention. I think these genies don't want these messages out. But no, I have my pen. See? I have my pen. I always have to have a pen. So it's so the places of weakness within us are places that we actually allow these genies to come in and latch onto our life power, and they take control over our lives, and we lose control. We're losing our life experience by allowing these genies to take over certain areas of our lives. It's like letting little Shedonim. I don't know how to say it in English. Shedonim are like sheds, like evil spirits. If I would have heard myself talking about this even a year ago, I would have thought that I am loony. But I can see it so clearly. It's it's more real than what is here around me. This is just a life experience, a place that we are allowed to come down. We have, it's like a gift of getting a body that we can have this life experience in. And so let's say like these genies, they don't get a body. So the only way that they can experience this physical plane is by latching on. And you can see it's like in the physical plane too. You can see it's like a tick. A tick can't live without a host. A tick's survival is dependent on having a host. So why would we think or be so naive as to think that whatever is in the physical world wouldn't be exactly the same in the other realms that we don't see, the non-physical? We know that we have a consciousness. We know that we have thoughts. We can't see them, but we know that they exist. We don't doubt it. So how could it be that, that we have this disbelief for things that we can't see? I feel like it's ludicrous. Anyway, so this morning I woke up with like the floodgates open about these genies, and I am going to, and actually talking about it helps me understand it but better. But I put it all into writing, and I'm going to sit down and I'm going to write it out. But while it's clear in my mind, I see value in being a little bit under the weather. A little bit under the weather holds you in between sleep and wake, so you can so that I can, I'll talk about myself, so I can channel much more clearly. Also taking care of my body. A message that came to me this morning about taking care of my body is that, because I could see these addictions in people. Look at this, Chi, she's such a sweetie. I can see that the genies are causing these addictions in us, within us. Like, for instance, smoking. I quit smoking in the last year. I quit smoking, but tobacco first, and then I quit smoking marijuana, and I quit with all of the mind altering things that I had going on. Like Ritalin to help me focus because I realized that that's all part of it. It's all part of it. It's a part of the life experience. But I can see in people around me and in the addictions of people that these addictions are actually these genies that come in and they latch into the places that we're weak, that and that we don't have self-love in, or that we didn't build as a child in strength of love, because love is our light. And the genies are of darkness. They come in through darkness, so they come in through these cracks, these places in ourselves and our own spirits that we put darkness on, so they are able to sneak in like the back door and take over. And what they do is that they have like one mechanism. They're much more simple than us. They're not as smart as we are. So they have like one mechanism or two mechanisms so they create habits in us that also push us away further because they're trying to hold on. They want to live in this little crack in us, and they want to expand themselves. So if they come into a little crack and they can develop a habit, which is the habit makes us even further away from repairing this crack. So let's say there is a place in me that I feel insecure. Okay, it's a darkness place. It's, let's say I feel insecure in the way my body is or whatever. It doesn't matter what it is. Or in my personality or it's whatever it is. It's a place that I don't want to, because it gives me pain in my mind. I think I'm unworthy in this place. It's lack of self-love in this place. Then they can go in and get a stronghold, and then they latch on in there and they build walls around it by ways of addictions. So they create these habits in us that are like addictive behaviors that reinforce us not looking into this place and reinforce that insecurity and lack of self-love within us, right? So let's say um, I have lack of self-love in how I look. It's an insecurity. So they have like this crack to come in, and then they reinforce it. Oh, you're so ugly. Look at you. You're so this. And they create and if they can create a physical addiction, let's say by way of alcohol or tobacco or smoking weed to run away from this problem, then we are always off over here, not looking at the point. And then they have free reins. They can bring friends in. They can also go into other areas, places that we have insecurities within ourselves. They can spread those insecurities into other places in our being, and then they can get bigger and larger. But it's also in the process, they also are like destroying their host. It's kind of like a tick. A tick gets on it, it sucks the blood out. If there's enough ticks on a being, in the end, it'll kill the being. Or like alcoholism or like smoking tobacco. So I also wrote here like about smoking tobacco. We know that it's not good for us and that it's slowly killing us. It's not good. It's lack of self-love. We know it, but we're still addicted to it. We still do it, and we still like turn a blind eye. We don't think about it, but it's crazy when you really think about it. We're slowly killing ourselves with tobacco. We know that we're doing it. There's nothing good about the habit. You get like a really um, small, immediate relief. Like it will, people that smoke tobacco will say, "Well, it makes me calm." The only reason it makes you calm is because you're addicted to it. If you weren't addicted to it, it wouldn't make you calm. I know this. I've smoked tobacco. I've been addicted to alcohol. I have all sorts of addictions that I've overcome. And the thing is, once you overcome an addiction, you look back and you say, "What? What was I doing?" And when you overcome these addictions, you have to work through the places where the addictions sit. Working through these places is like pushing these genies out of you. It's weaning them. It's like slowly killing them. You slowly kill these little genies that have latched onto you. And that's the pain in it because they're trying to stronghold, they're trying to hold on, and you're pushing them out. You're like starving them. Um, and they slowly go away. And a lot of times, I've quit smoking a couple of times. And one of the times that I quit smoking, it was like that. It was an immediate thing, and that was like putting a spotlight on the genie. It was like spotlight on the genie. The genie just went shriveled up and went out. And so there's many different ways of, because these genies, once they're revealed into the light, they thrive in darkness. They thrive when you don't put your life light on them, when you're not looking at them. You're not looking, you're doing other things, but they're causing you for constant pain within you, to where you can't function and you can't fulfill your life, what your life purpose is, or your life light. But once you shine your life light on them and you reveal them, like it's like exposing them all of a sudden out into the light, they can't live in the light. They can't flourish in the light. Once they're exposed, the jig is up. You see them. Once they're exposed and once you fully bring your life light in and focus on them, they shrivel up and disappear. They run away. They go back out into never never land. It's not like they really run away. They actually they disappear from within you, but they don't disappear. These genies have their own realm that they are float around in, and that is all around us all the time. And the stronger of a being that you are, the stronger of a human being that you are, the stronger your life light, the higher your purpose, the more you have strength, the more they want to get in and overcome you because you are a stronger host. Um, and they are superficial, and they like to get that credit. It's like they're egotistical. They have these personalities. They're kind of they are simple. They're more simple than we are, more simple of creatures, but their attributes are like negative. They're kind of like they're like leeches of the spirits of the spirits world. They have this realm. They represent all that is darkness and what you would consider in your personality as your dark sides, your shadow sides. If you would consider angels to be your light side, or the light, your light life, or that bring you light messages, then these genies would be the opposite of that. And I want to show you the light that's coming through on the other side. You see, it's just absolutely beautiful. The sun rays that are coming through, they're coming right through over there, shining down. They're actually shining, it looks like they're shining down right over Migdal, because Migdal is right behind that mountain there. Over there is the Sea of Galilee. Right down there in the valley that you can see, that is Ginosal. And that boat out there on the water, it's like a tourist boat. It's a wooden boat. And this is just the side of the mountain. You see these trees are the native trees. A lot of these trees are domim. They have these little apple-like things with one big seed. Look, it just looks like this is Livnim. This is where I live. So I come out here on the side of the mountain to talk. This was a good one. I like this talk. I um I realize that what I'm talking about is a little bit far out there, but without a but, I can see it as plainly as I can see this physical world around me. And I see it actually as parallel. It's parallel to here. It's all around us. It's always here. And these genies are always looking for cracks within us to come in. Um, and when you are aware of them, you begin to see them. And when you begin to see them, they see you more. You shine out to them, and you're more of an attractive host. Because they're egotistical, and they like to get into, it's just like us, that there's more reward in something that is harder to obtain, and they get more status in their realm. um, it's like a better prize. So, but once you're aware of them, you can see them, and you can see them within yourself too, and they're much easier to vanquish. So, vanquishing my genies. I'm going to go do a write up on this. Subscribe.